I'll be bringing beautiful minds on board, and this is one of the best YouTuber in Kazakhstan.
What?
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. So I had to bring him on board, and it took me a lot, really. So thank you. How do you call it? Thank you.
Rahmet.
Rahmet.
Well, we prefer Kazakh language to speak because Kazakhstan, but you witness that a lot of people speak Russian. But actually, it's not okay. Kazakhstan is not okay with that. We try to make people speak Kazakh.
Wow.
Because we are just the same fate as African countries. As far as I know, Nigeria was under British control.
You're right.
And
you're
Kazakhstan was under Russian control. And even now we experience this kind of problems. And because of the war in Ukraine, lots of people just are against Russia as a country and Russian as a nation. So it's very difficult and very complicated issue. And so I just want you to speak Kazakh as well, rather than Russia. I know that Russian is very good and it's widely spoken.
Yeah, exactly. That's the word.
It's one of the languages is the UN, United Nations.
Yeah.
But still, you are in Kazakhstan, and I invite you to learn Kazakh.
Okay. I will try my best because I've been trying to learn Russian language, and so I have to marry both of them together. So I'd like you to introduce yourself to us in an overview. Who is this person? Who is this exact person? Just let us know.
Okay.
Yeah, just want to know more about you.
So, should I tell about myself or
yourself
the country?
first, then the country.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think we should go like question and answers because I have lots of things to speak because, well, actually my profession is I'm a journalist and now I'm a producer.
Wow.
So actually I was hosting this kind of interviews, but now I'm like a guest. So you are a host, please ask your questions. I'll try to explain and answer.
Okay, now most people, I notice most foreigners and most people that visit Kazakhstan, they don't really know much about the country Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
They just come to like for me, it took me time to know the country Kazakhstan. Yeah. So I had to start making personal research. So can you just explain Kazakhstan itself and the cultural value that evolves around Kazakhstan?
We have a very we have that ancient history. The country, like a country, or we call it Hanate. The president in the past, when we were tribes, were called like Han. Chinggis Han. Yes, the Han is like a ruler. And so actually the establishment date of Kazakhstan is 1465.
Wow.
Yeah, back in 15th century. And so now we are representative of that generation. And Kazakhstan got its independence in 1991.
Wow.
Yes, and we are like 32 years old now.
Wow.
Yes, and since then we had only one president. So now this is the second. He was ruling Kazakhstan for more than 30 years.
Jeez.
Yes, and I think African countries will understand me because
yes, we have
the
something
same
like this.
fate.
Yeah, something that happens in Africa. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
So what's the basic culture like? I know there are other cities and they have different traditions. Is it so? I don't know really.
Well, we have a very rich traditions actually, and some of the traditions intersect with the Central Asia region, and we have a deep roots with Turkish Republic. Turkish Republic. Actually, their people moved from Kazakhstan and established their own country back in Turkey. Today's Turkey. Yes. So we have a lot of intersections. Be it in culture, in cuisine, and other things. So we have, I don't know exact number, but we have 15 cities, I guess, in Kazakhstan, big cities. Yes. What else? as I told you, we should just walk around and see the culture, because of the Russians. Actually, the culture now differs. Some of Kazakh people even don't know their own language. Yes, and it's a huge problem actually. And so Kazakhstan is now being like divided to two parts, who are pro-Russians and those who want to be established to be the real Kazakh Republic. And so now you are witnessing this kind of transformation. Yes.
So what was the traditional attire like? Was it? I checked online. I saw there's a turban attire like this. It looks a bit, because you guys have been looking closely. You guys have a bit of Chinese.
Yeah. Because
so what's the
not Chinese. Maybe we look like Mongolians. Yes, and because of that, Genghis Khan, he conquered lots of territories in Kazakhstan, and Genghis Khan. Yeah, okay. Genghis Khan is very famous actually. Genghis Khan, he was a ruler of the world actually.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And
deep history.
Yes. And because of that, we have marriages between people,
foreigners.
Yes. And so we look like each other: Mongolians, Kyrgyz, Uzbek, Kazakh. Actually, back in the history, we were one country, but then we just divided.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. So that's because I've been trying to wonder, what's this relationship between China? You guys are the closeness is very much. So now I understand.
Yeah. Then China was a trading partner to Kazakhstan. China never conquered Kazakhstan. Today's Kazakhs are really scared of China.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. You should research for that topic.
It's
not. It's very long topic, so I don't want to get inside.
No problem. No problem. So now I learned the country itself, Kazakhstan. There's no sea or so, or ocean.
We have a sea. The Caspian Sea, but actually it's not a sea, because sea should be connected to an ocean. But this one is huge enough to be called a sea. But geographically it's not a sea. It's a lake, but it's very huge lake. So people called it like Caspian Sea. In Iran, they call it Hazar Sea.
In Iran,
yeah, because they have
an intersection.
Yes. Iran, Turkmenistan, Kazakhstan, I think Georgia, they are all they have the ports.
Close to the Silk Road.
Actually, this place is a Silk Road.
Whoa!
Yes, this place is Silk Road. Yeah. And so in Almaty, I guess you saw a lot of malls, shops, and other things that called Silk Road. So because the place Almaty is really on the Silk Road.
Wonderful. Wow. So how long have you been doing this job, speaking and advocating for your country? And how long have you been doing this?
From my birth, actually. No, I mean my job, I'm a journalist actually, and as a journalist and as a Kazakh journalist, as a representative of the main nation in Kazakhstan, I'm interested also for my people to be known in the world, because you ever heard about Borat? Yeah, he made a very bad advertisement to our country, because he showed Kazakhstan as a very, as a weak country, as a hilarious country, and he made a movie where he just laughed at Kazakhs. But actually, it's a total lie, and you witness that it's total lie. And the second one who made Kazakhstan be famous in the world is the first president, Nazarbayev. So if you say Nazarbayev outside the country, not everyone, but most of people abroad, they know Kazakhstan by Nursultan Nazarbayev, and it's not that surprising, because he was ruling Kazakhstan for more than 30 years. Wow. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And Kazakhstan is very famous for several things. We have a rich culture. We had a nuclear weapon, yes, in this region, but we get rid of it in the years of getting independence, and we have a space launch, the rocket launching thing in Kazakhstan, and it's called Baikonur, but it is being ruled now by Russian Federation.
Wow.
So, yeah, this is a paradox.
So your country, I guess now they've been opening the country to visitors, people to come in. What is the idea behind? Because there's this stories that opened, and what is the idea behind it? Why are they doing this? What is it?
What doing what?
Like they've opened the country for people to come in.
Well, actually, we were always open, but the infrastructure is not developed in here, and I think you can witness it by the toilets. We lack of toilets when you go to nature, when you go to mountains, and only a few years ago it started to make it attractive to tourists, but yet we are not at that level to get. Yes.
Yeah.
But actually, as you see, the nature is very fantastic.
Yes.
And Almaty, this city, is very famous for. We have 4 seasons. Actually, the whole Kazakhstan, but Almaty is very interesting from that perspective, because we have the spring, the summer, the autumn, and the winter seasons. And actually, I think you don't witness this kind of seasons in your country.
No. But for me, I've been in Jaffa since 2012, so I've been in such an environment. But I with my research I made, I heard that Kazakhstan is very cold. It's one of the coldest.
Well, actually, my native city is Karaganda.
Karaganda.
Yes, it's situated in the north, and on winters we experience minus 40 degrees. It's very fucking
Cold.
crazy.
What about
Almaty?
Almaty?
Yeah, it's not that cold. Actually, we witness the winter, and the temperature here doesn't exceed minus 25.
Minus 25.
Yes,
Well,
and
for a
that's,
black.
that's good.
I keep telling foreign people, because I'm making a video I'll post very soon. People coming from other countries, they are not well informed.
Really.
Yes, they're not well informed. They just come in their house, and they didn't exactly know the terrain of what they are coming into. So I tell them, get prepared. What do you advise people coming in like this? What do you advise them to do?
Well, if you speak about the weather, it depends on the weather. But if you go to north, then you should wear a coat with yourself all the time. But actually, you can buy it here. It's not that expensive. And what else? Well, that's all. I think.
Kazakhstan, Central Asian country. And now, is this country a Muslim country?
Well,
Because-
yes, we can say that it's a Muslim country, but not all people they don't practice that Islam much. But actually, you can see a lot of mosques around here, but very few numbers of churches. Yeah, very few. So we can call it like Muslim country.
So how the first settlers that came to this land, were they Muslim? What were they doing before Islam came?
Yeah,
I know Islam came in and took over. They were about to take over Georgia. They couldn't. It didn't work, and it came to this region.
Back at that times we were practicing, the Tengri. Tengri is
I think
a name
you
of.
are well studied. You have a lot.
Well, Tengri is a god, actually, the name of the god, and this religion Tengri is like we believe to one god, and then back at 9th century Islam came here, and because of the same approach to the religion, so one god, and we accepted Islam that time.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And Islam was named the whole country religion back in 9th century.
Wow.
And since then we call this Muslim. Yeah.
Wow. So what's the basic mineral resources? Because
Well, actually, you know the Mendeleev table, the all the minerals. We are the first by uranium. You know uranium.
I know uranium.
Yes, we are the first in the world.
really,
Yes, the stock of the oil, also a very huge amount of oil here in the west of Kazakhstan. And actually you can find a lot of things. We are represented like these chemical minerals. We have all this stuff.
Wow.
But the problem is, I don't want to talk the politics, but actually the first ruler, Nazarbayev, he was a corrupted man, and because of the corruption, people didn't gain any use of all the rich minerals and other things. Yes, all things were sold.
Yeah, because I read on the internet that the country is rich in oil, and that's what I read.
And steel,
and
yes. Steel, but there are some buts, because many companies are not Kazakh companies. We have Shell, ExxonMobil, and so on from abroad, and they have the shares. A big amount of share is theirs, not Kazakhstan's.
Wow.
Actually, it's a problem.
Wow. It's a big problem.
Yes, it is a
It's
problem.
big problem.
So if you dig to the political situation in Kazakhstan, you will face a lot of things, because people are just, they are not satisfied with the situation in Kazakhstan.
I
So-
even heard the airport has been given out to the Turkish company.
Let me tell you something. You know Dubai.
Yes, Dubai. Yeah, I've been there
Dubai,
before.
everyone knows Dubai.
Yeah.
And Dubai is very expensive, Dubai is very rich, and so on. And Arabs in Dubai are very rich. The United Arab Emirates, yeah? So now see, Dubai has the oil, the whole Arab Emirates has the amount of oil of just one region in Kazakhstan.
Wow.
We have several regions getting oil, and the United Arab Emirates total stock of the oil is equal to just one in Kazakhstan.
Wow.
Just imagine how we should have been like Dubai and like Arabs, but we are not, because of the corruption system.
Wow. So what are you advocating for right now in your new vlog? I saw the vlog.
Well, actually, yeah. You know, when you come to Kazakhstan, you witness that lots of Kazakhs and lots of people, citizens of Kazakhstan, they don't speak English.
Yes,
And actually, it's a big problem because of Russian politics. And people are comfortable with that Kazakh and Russian, but they don't see beyond.
Beyond it,
Yes.
yeah.
And my aim is to show the beyond. We should expand to the other countries. We should show off of our culture and the other things, the nature. We should attract people, tourists to Kazakhstan to gain money and so on. And actually, I'm advocating on that. I want my Kazakhs to be wide-broaded, to see that they can help the world, they can interact with the world. This is my aim.
Okay, I want to go into your personal self a bit.
Okay.
Just a bit. I want to go into. So, what are your basic fears? What are your basic fears
What fears of what?
about life in general?
Wow. Can you please just tell me in detail something narrow question, because
That's why I said I want to go somewhere personal about you a bit. Then
maybe you can give an example from you. You tell about yourself. and
Well, for me, I don't have any fear, because the only fear I had was when I was going to start my channel. I was like, where do I start from? How do I talk to someone? So I noticed that the only way you could be better at what you're doing is for you to keep studying, keep reading something. So when you have when you have to interview someone, you definitely have something to say.
Yes.
Yes, and keep watching videos, keep studying, just get yourself open to the world. So that was my basic fear.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So for me, as personally, fear.
Maybe you don't have.
Maybe not, but if not personally, I have a fear
Yeah.
of Russia.
Whoa,
Yes,
whoa,
because
whoa.
now they have a war with Ukraine. They invaded Ukraine, and Kazakhstan is also at stake. And Kazakhstan is fearing that Russia will invade our country,
again.
not directly, but by other means, psychologically, technically, and so on. And now we are witnessing it because a lot of Russian citizens come here, set up their companies, and they just swallow local companies. This is a great fear in Kazakhstan, actually. It's also political, but
Yes, we have lots of people from Africa watching this, that be watching this. So what do you advise them about their plan to visit or come to stay in Kazakhstan as a country?
well, actually, I can say one thing. If, as far as I know, Nigerian, the second or the first language is English, and so if you have that English level, you can come here and teach English and gain money from that.
Yeah.
Yes. And in terms of touristic thing, there are lots of things to see, and I think for the Africans, it would be very interesting to. I don't know the details, but the snow, you can see the snow even in summer when you go to mountain. Even sometimes I go to mountain to the top and just to feel the snow.
The snow.
Yes, the snow is very interesting in the summer.
Wow. So you guys are hearing right now from his mouth, straight from him. I've actually engaged him right now for a while, and this is very interesting for me. I'm very happy to do this. It's given me so much joy. So in two words, for African companies that are willing to come in to open their companies here, you guys are, for me, I see you guys are open to people. They are very lovely people here.
Okay.
So what do you advise them to do when they are about to come here? And what are the first things they need to put into consideration before coming?
First thing is to come here legally, because actually it would be risky for you to live here if you are not legally working. Yes, and this is the most important thing. And the second, as you told, Kazakhstan, Kazakh people are very friendly, and actually you will find anyone, appropriate one, who will help you out. Yes, coming to if you want to set up a company here, actually if you come legally, if you have the working visa, it's not a problem. It's not a big deal to open up the company here. And even now, I think your watchers know that you now have the Kaspi Bank inside your phone. Actually, it's very difficult to get in Dubai. I visit Dubai a lot, and I visit some other countries, Korea, Malaysia, and it's not that easy to get the card. Yes. And in Kazakhstan, it's very easy to get the card.
Yes, you're right. You're very right.
So you see the convenient thing to pay by Kaspi. You should tell about the Kaspi.
Yes, I did a video yesterday about Kaspi. I said, because coming to Kazakhstan, one of the things you need to put into consideration before coming, how to navigate yourself around. I spoke about 2GIS, I spoke about InDrive, I spoke about Kaspi. So I did all of these summaries, because I won't lie to you, it's one of the best system I've seen so far with a banking system. I've been here for going to my 4th month now. I've not held cash since I came here. It's just the app.
And I forgot how our currency is. Yes.
I was wondering, I've not held cash. Anywhere I'm going to, it's just the app I pay. And it's very easy, very convenient.
And as far as I know, not other country, including the United States, they don't have this kind of system.
You're right. You're
Yes.
right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're 100% right.
And actually, IT, in the world, you know that Indians are very famous for IT, and actually, Kazakh people are also that smart, and we are very strong in IT sector. Yes.
So, what is the best network to use? Because I gave Beeline as the best network to everybody out there.
Well, that's a problem actually.
I noticed
There is no any how you call it, the operators, the mobile operators that working the best. There's no any
no
best.
best.
But one of the better ones is Beeline because the coverage is very good. But now I use Tele2. Yes, Tele2. It's a Swedish Kazakh company. Yes, and because of the the internet. So, do you have the mobile internet inside?
Yes.
Is it limited?
Limited? Yeah.
How many gigabytes you have?
Do I even know how to control this stuff? Yeah, this is it.
Well, I don't know, but
But compared for my comparison between this app and the one in Georgia, I think Georgia has a very fast. Have you been to Georgia?
yeah, it's very fast, and the price for the internet is, I think, it's the cheapest in this region. Yes. For example, I use Tele2 just because I have an unlimited internet in here. Yes. No limitations, but I'm sure that your Beeline is limited to 5, 20 or 30 gigabytes, but actually mine is unlimited. So I cannot tell about the best one, but one of the better ones is Beeline. Yeah.
Okay, guys out there, I think I'm going to call this a wrap today. Yeah, this is a nice conversation I had with him, and we're bringing in more and more often. We'll do more stuff together, hopefully. Yeah. So, peace from now.
See you.
See you.
Okay.
Bye.